All right, welcome to my first YouTube video ever. We're gonna get right into this. If you're a girl, what are the 5 guys that you should avoid in your lifetime? I'm gonna help you out and save you a ton of time in dating right now. Coming in at number 1 is the perpetually broke guy. Now, every time I go on the internet and I say this on my TikTok, a bunch of people blow up in the comments and they get mad at me. They sit there and say, oh, you should only date a guy because you actually love him deep down inside. I actually disagree because in my opinion and from world experience, I think that women judge men on a lot more overall attributes than men judge women. So in my opinion, you should not settle for a guy who's going to be broke for his entire life, because broke is also just key word for not motivated. And who wants to date the kind of a guy who is not motivated, who is always lazy? So stay away from the perpetually broke guy. Perpetually, that's a key word there. If he's currently broke, but you know 5-10 years he's going to be successful because in 10 years he's going to be a surgeon, then you're fine. You will know it deep down in your heart. Coming in at number 2, this is a big one. The wannabe alpha male. I'm sure you guys have all met that guy where he tries to be all macho, he puffs up his chest, and it's all ego. It's all an act, because I'm going to be honest with you, every single man on the face of planet Earth has a soft spot to him. So if you've been dating this guy for a year and it's all been about him being all macho, chest out, whatever it might be, kind of just acting like the alpha male, that's a red flag. It's also just a big ick, in my opinion. I hate saying that word, but it's true. You don't want to date the guy who is just a complete narcissist and constantly feels the need to show off and act macho in front of you. Those guys are also far more likely to cheat. On top of that, those are the most insecure guys as well. Coming in at number 3 is the nice guy, but the nice guy with ulterior motives. I'm talking about the kind of guy who uses his niceness. He uses multiple acts of service in expectation of getting what he wants, or he expects, I don't know if that's a word, expects something in return. That's pretty much manipulation. So you should stay away from the guy who is overly nice, because there's a big difference between a nice guy and a good man. A good man has standards and he's going to speak up. The nice guy will just get run over by every woman that he dates. Coming in at number 4, this might be the worst one. This is the perpetual victim guy. The guy who never takes accountability. And a guy who never takes accountability is actually not a man. That's called a boy. So stay away from the guy who is constantly blaming other people when in reality, in your eyes and the whole world's eyes, it's obviously his fault, right? Oh, I'm broke. It was the school I went to. It was my parents not helping me out. No, that's his fault. He could have built a business. He could have started social media. He could have wanted to take the track to become a surgeon someday. It's his fault, but he blames it on other people. That's a red flag. Lastly, number 5, the chronic flake. This is the kind of guy that many of you have experienced in your talking phases. It's basically the guy who will say, oh, I want to be with you long term. I want romance. I want all of this. I want to get married someday. 3 months, you guys sleep together, you have some sort of physical intimacy, and then like 3 to 5 months, he just dips. That's also manipulation. That's probably the worst form of manipulation, where a guy promises you something in the talking phase, but then in the talking phase, he flakes with the I'm too busy excuse. And then around month 3, he just leaves completely and forever because all he wanted to do was have sex. So run away from that guy. It's probably the biggest red flag. And you know that it's a red flag if he flakes occasionally and he doesn't back up his words with his actions. You're gonna know deep down inside, you're not gonna be confused with the right guy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my first YouTube video. I'm gonna promote this as much as I can on my TikTok. I have like a 70% female audience, so that's why I wanted to start with dating advice for all the women out there that watch my channel. 30% of men watch my channel, so I will be doing dating advice for men as well. I'm just gonna see what works. I hope you guys enjoyed.